Neville Longbottom came extremely close to being sorted into Hufflepuff that he became a near hat store between Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. Now, it had many people wondering what house can benefit the student the most. Alright, so Neville Longbottom, as well as he's brave, he's also loyal and hardworking, especially in herbology. So it's no surprise that we still hear some Potterheads arguing that he should be a Hufflepuff, even if he went on to exile as a Gryffindor. So in today's video, we are going to sort Neville Longbottom into Hufflepuff, and let's see how the sorting changes. But for now, let's go to the sorting ceremony. So, what we know about Neville Longbottom's sorting is that he requested the hat for a place in Hufflepuff, but the sorting hat foresaw his potential in Gryffindor, and they argued for it silently before the hat chose Gryffindor. So that situation has completely changed into the sorting hat realizing that just because you're sorted into a certain house doesn't mean you have traits from another house. In fact, there may have been brave Hufflepuffs in the past, so it decides better be Hufflepuff! The Hufflepuff table erupts. They have Neville Longbottom, the boy who had just as easily have become the chosen one, the boy who lived in their house. So, book one. How would things change? Well, Neville Longbottom wouldn't have been flying with the Gryffindors in the flying lesson. He would have been flying with the Hufflepuffs. So Draco Malfoy may not have stolen his Remembrall. I mean, we all know in that year who Hufflepuffs had their flying with. Maybe since Gryffindors had their flying lesson with maybe since Slytherin had their flying lesson with Gryffindor that year, maybe Hufflepuff had their flying lessons with Ravenclaw that year. So Draco Malfoy would not have stolen Malfoy's Remembrall. Malfoy would not have stolen Neville's Remembrall, would he? No. And so that means that Harry Potter would not have proven his worth as Gryffindor seeker, so he may not have got the position as Gryffindor seeker until perhaps later on that year. And also, when he is flying, he may still have had his accident, and Madame Hooch may still have taken him up to the hospital wing. So, and also, with the Midnight Duel, he would not have gone with Hermione, Harry, and Ron to it. No. And also, at the end of book one, he would not have tried to stop the others from trying to break rules for Gryffindor, and he wouldn't have stood up to them and threatened to fight them, so he would not have got the 10 points, the extra 10 points to beat Slytherin, which would mean that Slytherin would win the House Cup for that year. Damn, Dumbledore! Okay, so in book 2, I don't think we see much of Neville at all. No. I mean, he may still have been scared since the bastards it was thrown around in everyone, or petrifying everyone as the case may be, and because as he says, everyone knows the time of squib. Okay, so that's basically it for Neville in book 2. In book 3, he may have Professor Lupin would have still encouraged Neville against the Boggart Snape in defense against the Dark Arts, but this time it would be when he's teaching with the Hufflepuffs instead of the Gryffindors. And Professor and Snape would have still heard about that, and he'll still bully Neville, and then more than ever. But so again, that's basically everything of Neville in book 3. Book 4 would be when Hufflepuff gets its sense of glory. So Neville Longbottom would, when Cedric Diggory gets when Cedric Diggory is chosen as a Hogwarts champion, Neville Longbottom would have cheered him on. However, when Harry Potter's name comes off the Goblet of Fire, Neville may have turned against Harry Potter and believed that he had in fact cheated his way to Hogwarts victory. And you know how in the Goblet of Fire film where Neville gives Harry the J-Weed instead of Dobby? Maybe the two had have combined. Maybe in the book, the film had have been combined, where Dobby gives Harry the J-Weed and Neville gives Cedric the J-Weed. Who knows? And at the end of the school year, Neville Longbottom would be sad about Cedric Diggory's death, and the Second Wizarding War begins. In book 5, Neville would have joined Dumbledore's army in Cedric and battled in Cedric Diggory's name, and it will be there that he gets his confidence, just like Gryffindor in the main timeline. He would have gained more and more courage as the year goes on. And also, I can see Neville becoming friends with Justin Finch-Fletchley and Ernie Macmillan. We don't see much of Neville in book 6. So in book 7, he would have demonstrated his full loyalty and still stood up against Voldemort. But here's the major difference. Since Neville is a Hufflepuff in this turn of events, he would not have pulled out Dodgett Gryffindor's sword from the Sorting Hat to kill the genie. Maybe he may have killed the genie some Hufflepuff way, to demonstrate his loyalty. And in the epilogue, Neville Longbottom would have went on to become the Professor of Herbology, as Professor Sprout was before him, and being head of Hufflepuff House. So if you ask, so that's basically books 1 to 7 of What If Neville Longbottom Was in Hufflepuff. Now in my opinion, Neville would have made an okay Hufflepuff. Yeah, he would have been. As I said at the beginning of the video, he's loyal and hardworking. But, despite him being a Hufflepuff, he wouldn't have come out of his shell much. It would only been but 5 that he would have come out of his shell. But then again, that was pretty much the same in the main timeline, was it, when he's in Gryffindor? So, yeah, he would have been so if you ask me, he would have been just as good in Hufflepuff as he is in Gryffindor. So that's my opinion. My question for you guys is, what do you think? Would Neville have been an excellent Hufflepuff, or do you think he was better as a Gryffindor? Let me know in the comment section. Until next time, I'll join you when Hell is over. Dumbledore's